Good afternoon, I'm Jonathan with Acoustic Sounds in Salina, Kansas, and today we're going to be going over the new releases for December 8th, 2023. Today we're releasing the next 3 titles for the Analog Productions 75th Anniversary of Atlantic Records series. Shipping now, Phil Collins' Hello, I Must Be Going, mastered by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Mastering, and there is no SACD available of this title or the other Phil Collins title. Genesis, The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway. Now this one is also mastered by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman and is on a 4LP in the deluxe stout and tip-on jacket. And this one does have an SACD, but the arrival date is to be determined. And last but not least, Bad Company's self-titled. This one was mastered by Ryan K. Smith, Sterling Sound, and the SACD for this is also to be determined. All 3 of these titles were pressed at Quality Record Pressings. Now, shipping January 5th will be the next 3 titles in the series. First up, Alice Cooper, Welcome to My Nightmare. And this one, the lacquers are cut by Chris Bellman at Bernie Grundman Mastering, and will have an SACD to be determined on the arrival date of that. Otis Redding, The Dock of the Bay, mastered by Bernie Grundman from the original analog master tape, as well as an SACD. And the third title coming January 5th, Ray Charles, the mono version, mastered by Bernie Grundman from the original analog master tape. And all 3 of those will be pressed at QRP. Now shipping from the Verve Acoustic Sound series, Coleman Hawkins encounters Ben Webster, pressed at QRP, mastered from the original analog master tape. New from Impex Records, Bud Shank, Barefoot Adventures, mastered by Kevin Gray from the original analog master tape, pressed on 180 grams at RTI. From Mobile Fidelity, we have a new Ultradisc one-step, Cannonball Adderley's album Something Else, limited edition of 6,000, pressed on super vinyl at RTI. Coming out next Friday from the Contemporary Records Acoustic Sound series, Phineas Newborn Jr., A World of Piano. Also next Friday, the Blue Note from the Blue Note Classic Vinyl series, Grant Green, Green Street, and Sonny Rollins, Nukes Time, both cut by Kevin Gray from the original analog master tape and pressed at Optimal in Germany. And last but not least, next Friday, from the Concord Craft OJC series, the Tony Bennett, Bill Evans album, also mastered by Kevin Gray and pressed on 180 gram vinyl at RTI. From Universal Music and Geffen Records, Steely Dan, Gaucho, pressed in Canada. From Reprise Records, a new solo acoustic album by Neil Young, Before and After. From Jemp Records, a 2LP 180-gram audiophile pressing of Fish's 9th studio album Farmhouse, mastered at Bernie Grundman Mastering. From BMG and Vagrant Records, the Mark Lanigan Band, Phantom Radio. From BMG Music, we have a 4LP box set with a Blu-ray of Bryan Adams live at the Royal Albert Hall, including 35 songs and a 36-page photo book. From Pink Floyd Records, a 50th anniversary CD of the original studio album Adam Heartmother, plus a Blu-ray of Adam Heartmother live in Japan. From Rhino Records, 2 new Quaudio Blu-rays, Mingus Moves and America Holiday, mastered from the original 4-track tape to 192 kHz, 24-bit high-res audio. And now it's time for an employee pick, and this week's pick comes from Mike over at the warehouse, and he picked Human Clay by Creed, the 20th anniversary edition put out by Craft Recordings. Creed's Human Clay was my very first CD as a kid. I enjoyed the heck out of it. My dad and I were both rockers, and that album was a good bonding record for us. We especially loved that heavy little riff in What If, some of the clever wordplay in Beautiful, and of course, who could forget the hits Arms Wide Open and Higher. I put many miles on that album, and I hope we get weathered in stock one of these days. Thank you, Mike. Well, that wraps up the new releases for December 8th, 2023 here at Acoustic Sounds. And if you haven't already, subscribe to our email newsletter and our YouTube channel and follow us on our social medias. Thank you.
Please like and subscribe for more audiophile content.